Yo, it's Brian here, Portable Generator Services. How about that SEC blowout? That's crazy. They've been trying to hide the Hinman files and having them basically sealed so that we, the public, can't see the files. They've gone on some crazy... they've done a lot to prevent people from seeing this. And we have just been granted, the judge is allowing the public to see it. They're working out the logistics and the legal terms and blah, 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 before that they present it to the public. But that's great news for XRP, and Ripple. You know, it's just crazy how corrupt Gensler is. I mean, and it's like, if he thinks that it's not like completely fucking obvious, you know, he's completely just out in the middle of space somewhere. What else is a little alarming and crazy is, I guess there are people that do think he's being legitimate. But normally that comes down to not being informed or educated on the subject at hand. You know, or not doing enough research, basically. You've really got to research, and open your eyes. We, as the younger generation, you know, I'm 32, so I'm not young, but under the baby boomers, we have got to really put an effort into getting our parents on the same page. They don't know how to research on the internet. They don't want to really use the internet or the phone. There's always exceptions, but like my dad's older, 70, my mom even 60. They don't want to go on YouTube and research. They don't want to do any of that. They want to just watch the news on TV, and that's what they listen to. If you are watching this video, hopefully you're more similar to how I am, where you know, and if you haven't done this, try this, and you're gonna be like, holy shit. You watch something on the news, right? It's always the same shit with different variations, or they're not telling you about certain things because they don't want you to know. Go on YouTube and just type in, you know, like, for example, type in financial like breakdown of our economy. How bad are we really doing? Analysts breaking down our economy. You will see how bad we really are compared to what they're telling you. Check it out. The government, anyways, the news, and this is all media, but the news literally, it breaks down to like two companies that own the news agencies. There's BlackRock and there's Vanguard. Do you think that they would tell the public if the banks were going to collapse tomorrow? Do you think, or this, if there was an extremely high chance that the banks were going to go and collapse and that we wouldn't be able to withdraw our money, do you think that they would tell the public that? No. Because then everyone's going to go crazy. It's going to be riots. It's going to be a shit show. They're not telling you guys a lot of things. They're not telling a bunch of stuff. They tell us what we want to hear. If I worked for Fox as a Republican journalist, or even a Democrat, let's say I was a Democrat at heart working for Fox. I know, weird. And I wanted to submit an article I created talking about the corruption that I had somehow come across through a source on Trump, and it goes into some crazy shit. Even if I had extremely very proof evidence, they're not gonna let you do that. You guys, like, if you guys don't think that or see that or believe it, that's a little alarming. If you're a company that is pro one side, if you never see something bad about that side that you're all about, then you're not fair and you're not equal. No one's perfect. And so that's something I had paid attention to. I don't watch the news on the news channel. I go on YouTube and I just click news and I scroll through and I watch videos from multiple sources, and you can always put and come up with the conclusion that, is actually meant to be the truth. And I highly recommend people do that. When you watch the news on TV, they don't tell you anything. They keep out 90% of the stuff. I mean, we're going to a digital currency. We are switching from the SWIFT banking system, or we're switching from the old banking system where it takes like 3 days for the bank to get the money that you sent to China, even though your buddy in China that you sent $100 to will get that $100, instantly. The bank has to sit on that $100 for, 24, 48 hours. And it adds up to be like, I think even the trillions, it's hundreds of billions of dollars that are just sitting, not being used because of the banking system not being, fast. There's not liquidity. It's not on demand. And that is why, and that is what is happening. They're switching banking systems. You can very easily research it. And that's the thing also. You got to be able to research, or you won't know what's going on. They're not telling all of this in detail. They've brought up CBDC and this and that, but they're not really telling you what's good. You gotta do some research. And by research, this is the thing. If you go on Google, Google has been caught and multiple times for censoring stuff too. Go on YouTube, type in the subject you want to watch or read about or watch a video about, and then watch a couple of videos from different people on the same subject. You will know that they're not obviously talking to each other, making the same video, especially if one's over in this side of the world and that, blah, blah, blah. It'll allow you to really get the truth a lot easier. But so we're going to, we're CBDCs, central bank, digital currency. And the thing right now that we are doing is, that's a very big thing, is we're using blockchain as the platform for on-demand, for fast money transfers. Banks currently literally have millions and millions of dollars in different countries, so that, just like I was explaining, if I were to send or buy something for a decent price, let's just say $5,000 out in a different country, they've got to have that $5,000 to back it up. And then it's sitting there. $5,000 can't be used for a day or two as it's getting verified, basically. And so if you could have that $5,000 used to make a purchase, and then 5 seconds later be used to make another purchase again, it makes a ton more money in the fees and all of that stuff. It makes banks more money. And so that's what's happening all around the world. All of the countries are making CBDCs. We're using blockchain as the platform. And blockchain, when you hear blockchain, you automatically think what? Cryptocurrency, right? That is what cryptocurrency is used on, is a blockchain. And look it up. It's very hard to explain. Now, I'm all about crypto. A lot of the older generation oh, I like cash, I like how it's been, I just want to do that. I get it. No one likes change, me neither. Luckily, I'm in the younger, I have both sides of experience. I'm really good with computers, and I spent a lot of time with computers growing up. And so researching and all of that came very easy and natural for me. If you try and have someone that doesn't like their smartphone, has no laptop, it's going to be impossible, right? So all I'm saying is crypto is the future. Bank of America has more crypto patents than any other bank. Like, they've got tons of crypto patents. They have their own coin. Banks are making their own coins. Other countries are way ahead of the curve compared to the US. The SEC, Gary Gensler, has literally why this is, and it's very easy to see that it's very possibly true. Gary is very good with the banks. He's in with the banks. So is Brad. I forget the name. Not Garlinghouse. No, he's a congressman. Complete clown. He literally said, the Bitcoin community, the crypto community is literally making billions out of thin air. And then he goes, and the US government makes billions out of thin air, but we're the US government. He literally said that. Like, are you fucking dumb? You obviously, yeah, we're corrupt. The US is the most corrupt country in the world. Believe it or not. And I've thought about this long and hard. Well, what if every country wasn't corrupt? Well, that just isn't going to happen. Well, what if we just weren't corrupt and we did everything by the book? Well, we wouldn't be the strongest superpower, country ever. We wouldn't, because we would get taken advantage of. And you got to be corrupt in this world to be the best and to be the strongest. Unfortunately, because your enemies are not going to be completely honest. Now, if every single country was honest, fine, then it's a possibility to be completely honest and truthful and not corrupt. But that's not the case. And so if one enemy out of your 20 is going to be corrupt, then ultimately everyone's going to have some sort of corruption if they want to be competitive in the top. Unfortunately, like I said. Anyhow, I'm going to be making some videos breaking a bunch of stuff down because I want the older generation to be aware of what the hell is going on, guys. This is another thing. Right now is going to be the biggest transfer of wealth ever in history. Another thing the banks are not happy about with the whole, cryptocurrency, it gets rid of the banks controlling our money. Do you know how much money they make holding our money? Billions. It gets rid of them. They have been fighting like crazy to ruin crypto. Crypto is, if you go to look up the negative side effects on crypto, there was one that was like, it can get hacked and this or there's a lot of fraud. Think about how much fraud goes on in the US or everywhere in our regular banking system. That can just literally be politicians being bought out, money laundering, drug money. That's 90% of the fucking banking system in a way. Crypto is literally the most secure sort of platform you can possibly have. Bitcoin, yeah, there is no use. I think Bitcoin is stupid, but it was the first coin, and so it's used as a, you want to get it's like real estate. It's, you know, it doesn't lose value in a sense outside really, you know, someone can't do something and make it go down. It goes on its own type of thing. Yeah, certain market buys and sells can make it drop and blah, blah, blah. But if you are, so I bought some Bitcoin like 6 years ago and sold it, and I looked at it, I went on my account and it showed what the amount of Bitcoin that I had then was worth now, and it was like $150,000. Crypto's the future. Do yourself a favor and fucking invest 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks if you're very, you know, you don't want anything to do with it. Do yourself a favor and just do that little bit, because I promise you, it's the future. The International Monetary Fund is highly involved with the crypto people right now. They have created a regulation called ISO 20022. It's happening, guys, whether you like it or not. And so do yourself a favor. Right now is the very baby beginning time of it all. Go buy some coins that are 50 cents a pop and forget about your whole damn account for 5 years, and you're going to be a millionaire. Your you know, family under you is going to be extremely well off if you were to do that. Just like what happened with Bitcoin. Now, someone might say, oh, there's thousands and thousands of coins. Yeah, but see, now with technology, we are having coins that are, number one, not taking a lot of electricity to create. They have uses, and there's like 8 coins that are ISO 20022. And that is what the World IMF, the International Monetary Fund, is basically demanding. If you want anything, if you want to be included in any sort of regulatory or like government or country sort of use, you have got to be ISO 20022. Hedera, Solana, XRP, XRD, VAI, Internet of All Things, IOTA, IATO, are just a couple that are ISO 20022. Do yourself a favor and literally just go and put $20 in each coin. They're very, very cheap right now. Like I said, Bitcoin, I mean, if you had 20 coins back in the day, and you literally only spent $5, $10, $15 on the 20 coins, and you had gotten it a couple of months ago, it got all the way up to $60,000 a coin. And there's no usage with Bitcoin. It's literally just the first, you know, the first cryptocurrency. So it'll always have a spot, but there are like XRP is a coin. It's got a lot of attention lately. I was just telling you at the beginning of the podcast about Gary Gensler and the SEC being slammed and having to the hinman emails are going to be made public. They have brought and had XRP in court for the last 2.5 years, stating that they are a security, when he has said in the past that they're not. And so he's literally, the conclusion is that he is doing this because he's tied in with the banks, and the banks are just trying to prolong and get their shit together to where they can profit as much as possible off of crypto, specifically XRP. They're not very fond that XRP could be basically, you know, besides crypto in general, they want to be XRP. You know, they want that. That's billions and trillions of dollars lost because of XRP. And so Gary has just been, and you know, they ask Gary, they say, well, can you please tell us what a security is, what isn't, what is this cryptocurrency classified as, what is this one? They don't tell and give a direct answer. They bullshit them and not answer. And we've lost trillions of, billions and hundreds of billions of future money in the U.S. because of all of the companies leaving the U.S. because of there is no, I forget the word, there isn't a specific, breakdown of the rules. Companies, exchanges are wanting to work with the SEC. They want to. But the SEC doesn't give them answers. Crypto exchanges go to the SEC. Hey, SEC, what is exactly classified as a security? They don't give an answer. All they say, because they want everything to be a security, meaning registered name, everything with the government, which is the exact opposite of what crypto is really all about. We don't want to have the government controlling our money. It's decentralized. And so that's their excuse when they, they just don't want to, they want to do shady shit with the money. You can still track the crypto on the blockchain. You can look up every single transaction ever made on the blockchain. Ever made on the blockchain. You can look it up. Now, unless you know what, when you look it up, you're going to see basically, a wallet ID. Unless you know that the person that fits with that wallet ID, you don't know who the hell it is, right? But you can still see every single purchase. So, 2.5 years they've been in court, and Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, hell of a fucking boss from just seeing how he is. Very, very awesome person. Really nice, down to earth. Glad that he's the one representing, and is the face of XRP and Ripple. Hell of a fucking dude. He has stated that the case should be coming to a conclusion by the end of the second half of 2023. And so we've been waiting. And like I said, I think last night was when the news dropped about Judge Torres of the New York circuit blah 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 court judge has denied the SEC in sealing the Hinman files and not allowing the public to see it. She said, nope, the public will be able to see these. Apparently, Brad Garlinghouse and the legal team side of things have seen the Hinman files already. And from what he has said, he says the public will be extremely disappointed in the SEC when they see the Hinman files. Corruption, paid out, bought, basically bribed, I guarantee you, or they're being told that they need to do this, and then they are just being corrupt. Bottom line, it all adds up to being corrupt. So I am hoping that the case ends soon, and I'm hoping that we can get back on track with the other countries. I mean, England has the first bank that I forget. I'm not, I don't want to give you guys false info, but there's something that they have created. They're very, very all about crypto, all about digital currency. It's the future. There's no stopping it. It's just like any other thing. Everyone hates change. Everyone hates learning new things when they're very comfortable with what they've been doing. And we as citizens might not think like, oh, the banking system is fine in the sense of everything's working. I go deposit money. It's in my account. What the fuck else do you want from me? But if you were in the banking industry, you would be, it's this analogy. Ripple goes to a bank and says, hey, we've got this new technology. I think you'll like it. And they say, I think I'm good with where we're at right now. Everything is fine. There's no disruptions. We're good. Oh, well, what if you could save millions of dollars? Let me show you. And when they see how much that change actually benefits them, that's when the eyes go, all right, what do you got for me? And so, that's the thing. We're in debt. We need liquidity. We can't have trillions that are fucking in timeout for a day or two and not being able to be used. And, so technology's the future. Digitalized. Everything apparently is going to be tokenized. I could totally see it. I mean, if you just look realistically down the future of digital currency and how it can all have a spot for everything, that's what it's going to be. And so it's your chance to get on board now and be like a Bitcoin investor that was in the back of the, when it first came out. I'm talking, there's coins that are ISO 20022 certified that are 50 cents. Like, buy $25 of the coins that you do some research on. I'm not a financial analyst or advisor. All I'm saying is check it out, because bottom line, there's a majority of people are not even aware of this. And a simple search will be like, oh shit, why aren't they telling us about this? And so that's it. I'm just trying to do my part, at least put it out there, and so no one can come to me and say, oh, you didn't do this or you didn't tell it. No, I did. I told you guys. Y'all weren't paying attention. Not my fault. Y'all didn't believe me. Not my fault. This isn't an assumption. This isn't me thinking. This is documentation, factual evidence that is literally accessible to you, where you can see everything I've said is backed up. That's the only way I work. I am not going to believe someone if they just think some shit's going to happen. I want to see proof. I want to see evidence. Why the hell should I just believe someone, right? That's how I've always been. And so that's why when I saw news about this back, months and months and months back, I started looking into it and I was like, oh shit, like, here's a document from the IMF. If you use Wells Fargo, and I've already done this and it's true, the government, the U.S. government, is going to be using I forget. Pay now. What is it called? They go on wellsfargo.com, sign in, and go to the addendum section and click the documents. The addendum, it's like a the whole, that crazy fine print, very small shit that you would see, and go to those documents and press Windows F, or is it Control F? Windows F, and it'll bring up the find box where when you type in a letter, it'll go through each page of the document that you're viewing and highlight what you want to find. So you can type in, oh, it's the FedNow. FedNow Services is the US's digital currency platform. Look it up, and you'll see on the addendum that it was literally incorporated in 2023. Like, it was added to the file in 2023. You can do some research and find the IMF's literal calendar schedule of how they want everything incorporated. It's not in one batch. It is slowly changing everything, right? It's out there. It's not hidden, and it's not me making this up. It's out there, guys. And so gold, you see how the US is, our economy is, it's trash, right? And so, like I said, the news, they won't allow, they're not going to tell us and report that we're about to collapse if that's really going to happen, because then it's just going to make shit go even worse. But more gold, apparently they want to create a new gold-backed currency, world currency. The US dollar is completely losing, it's going to lose its value more and more and more and more. You know how we had a treaty with Saudi Arabia that we would protect them military-wise, give them, weapons to protect them from, like, Iran, and they would sell oil only in the US dollar, which became the petrodollar, right? The US dollar was all you could buy oil in. Made us very, very, very powerful, besides having a very, more advanced country, the strongest army, military-wise. But that really was the icing on the cake in a way also. The oil, which every country needs to run its industrial everything, right, could be only bought in the dollar. That's no longer the case anymore. The Saudi Arabia is just like, we just bully so many countries. We try and do, like with Russia, where we put whatever those things are where they like get fined or they can't do this and that, where we shut down the dollar banking system to their accounts, all of their U.S. bank accounts that they had, U.S. dollars in, we shut down, thinking it would make them, struggle and it'd be harder to survive. And they just literally that's what set it all off. But anyhow, we are no longer the oil dollar. The Saudi has been selling it in different currencies now. The countries that do use the US dollar want to break away, and every country is going to have their own their own digital currency. So do some research, fact check me, tell me if I'm wrong. I know I'm not. It's all facts. It's out there. Anyhow, I hope you all have a good day. This is Brian with Portable Generator Services, and we'll catch you on the next video, guys. Stay safe. I'll see you later. Bye.